beliefs, was that you, or were you felt like you were a blank spirit and none of that was in your remembrance at all?
No, I had all my memories and all my emotions.
Okay, so
all the same one.
Okay, so when you saw other souls, did they look? Could you tell if they were young souls or old souls, or does there appear to be an age group that all souls are in when they get the chance to travel, or that they are through eternity? Are they the same age as a soul?
That's a real tough question. Instead of different ages, the way that I saw them were in the level of vibration, the level of the energy and the colors that they were. The way that I understood it, the ones with the brighter and stronger colors would be the older and more advanced ones, and the ones with darker and not as clear colors would be more of the ones who haven't advanced as yet. It was more along the levels of advancement rather than age. Of how much a soul knows and how loving and kind they are, that kind of thing.
When you saw when it was played before you, your negative choices and the impact you had on other people, did you find yourself being embarrassed? Did you cry?
I don't know that I cried. I certainly was embarrassed. I embarrassed and I felt ashamed. It was more the emotions than it was, a physical type of a thing. Which kind would be? Oh yeah, I guess if a soul could cry, mine did.
Okay, all right. So, do you think there's a holding place for souls? And you mentioned a building that almost sounds like something I would see on Earth, like a library or something. It seems if you're off of this planet, did the rooms, did they have flat panels on the ceiling? Did they have teachers with a rule book? Was it just as what you see on Earth, or was there anything fantastically advanced there that you saw?
Well, it was different. The walls that were in the part that I was in were paneled. They're paneled from wood, and I was told that those were from the trees that grew there. And the bench that I was on, that also glowed, and it was made out of the same type of wood. All the things that I saw there were basically alive. They were but pure. The nature there was they had nature there, but it was different than what we have here. It's more it was pure.
Now, just a few cleanup questions here. Now, did when you're traveling, did you have clothes on?
No.
Yes.
No, there was no clothes.
No. Okay. Were there?
I was a mass of energy.
Okay, but now when you got to the physical place, I guess a physical place of the school, and there was obviously a bench there. It sounds like something physical there. Did Bob have clothes on, or were you at all times, or did your massive energy sit down on a bench, or did you reappear as a body with a spirit?
I reappeared as a body.
And did you have clothes on at that time?
Spirit body. Not sure, probably.
Okay.
I know Bob did. Bob had a robe when I first saw him.
Okay. And the only reason I'm trying to help this listener who said they're really not joking. They want to know if you saw any name brands on clothes or any name brands on furniture, any name brands anywhere.
Oh no, nothing like that.
Okay. And so how long did you have to wait until you came back?
You mean from the time from the life review until I came back?
Right.
I don't know. It's kind of time is a real funny thing there. I believe that I took probably about, if in time measured in our terms, probably about an hour to the side.
Okay. Now, where did you come up with the concept of the soul? Was it explained to you that souls exist? Did you know what a soul is? Where did you get the concept of the soul? That there even is a soul?
Because I left my body and I was out of it, and that's what was left, which is what I understand to be my soul.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not my body, but just my soul. It was a separate entity, and the soul is the best word that I can think of to describe it.
Do you? And as we were talking, every once in a while we mentioned the word spirit. And you said there were lands of spiritual auras. So, is in your concept the soul a spirit, or is a spirit an additional thing?
I think the spirit is an additional thing. That there are souls and there are spirits. Like the group of beings that showed me my life, I believe those were spirits. So far as Bob, I think Bob was a spirit also. He was. I tend to think he was my guardian angel, and it's different. Souls to me are the ones who came here and were human, and got in the human body and lived a human life.
Now, what do you make of the concept of lost souls? Are these souls that can't seem to find a willing body?
That's not how I understand it. The way I understand it, they're lost is they lived here as humans, and then they passed away, and they didn't know what to do. They either thought that they were still alive, like I did for a little while, and they go on about doing the things that they're trying to do, the things that they did while they were alive. And basically, there's a thing called a light, and when you die, if you see the light, you're either drawn to it, or you go to it, or you don't. And the way that I understand it, the lost souls are the ones who missed out on their chance for the light, and they don't know what to do. They just need a little bit of help, and I understand that there's spirit beings that are out there that try to help them too.
How do you think one would go about the business of destroying one of these negative spirits? Can we fight back against them?
The way that I understand it, you can fight back against them is to focus on the love in your heart and give them just that love. And with that, they're either going to take that love and take it into them, and it will help them make themselves better, or they'll reject it and go away. I say that because I saw lost souls, and I saw dark souls, negative ones, and the negative ones, they saw Bob and I, and they left. They give like a snare type of negative burst of energy at you, and then they left. They went away.
Do you think that there are? You were talking about major negative spirits, major positive spirits. Do you think that geographical areas have major spirits, whether good or bad, that fight for or against them? Say a certain city would have a lot of love in it, so they would have sort of an overarching major positive spirit that will maybe fight off a major negative city's spirit, guardian, attacker, or whatever, together. I mean, you think they'd fight it out to take control of that city, or once a city has a positive spirit like that in control, that it is always that way?
Well, I think once the positive goes, then the negative has a hard time trying to. If it's positive enough, the negative can't affect it at all. So far as the battle, I don't know that there would be